For Psycho Mom Plans and Saves with a pop-up video. I was thinking about this for a while. I was going to have my daughter Kendra do it, but she refused. She wants me to do it. And since she's at school, sure, why not? This is to help all the people out there that have kids and think kids can't save money. Well, I'm here to debunk that. My daughter, before she started working this past summer, started this coins to cash challenge. Sorry, I got that backwards. She just started it with money she found on the ground. That was it. And this bottom row down here, $1.91 to $2, was all money she found on the ground. And a couple of little bits up here. The rest is from, she works at the zoo. Not guaranteed to get tips. Never. She only uses change for this challenge. So if she gets change tips, it goes for this. And my daughter has OCD, where things have to be even, for the most part. So she didn't like that it was supposed to be $201, so she made it her own and scratched out the dollar. So that way it's 200 even. I believe she said she is putting this money towards her Japan trip. My daughter is going to Japan in June with school. It cost $6,000 for 12 days. That includes her flights, because you take multiple. My 19-year-old went, not this past June, but the year before that. His was only $5,000 because he went for 10 days, but I think it was like 6 or 7 flights or whatnot. Her breakfast and dinner. She has to pay for lunch, of course, her own souvenirs and stuff. That is to cover her souvenirs and lunch and snacks or whatever. Here's the thing. When my kids were little, some may think I've lost my mind or I'm unfair to my kids or whatever. But I always taught my kids, your needs I will cover until you're 18 or get a job. I got your house, I got your food, I got your clothes, I got all that lovely stuff, your school stuff, whatever. Your wants, I think I said that correct, are on you. You can use your allowance, your report card money, your gift money, whatever. That's on you. You don't need snacks like chips and all that stuff. You don't need that. You want that. I pay for my own wants. They're going to learn young. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. No offense to those that were. I understand somebody worked for that money. Props. But there are some kids out there, I've seen it in my neighborhood and around other neighborhoods, that put their hand out. I want, give me, but won't pick up a dirty dish. They feel entitled. Not having that with my kids. I have 4. 2 girls, 2 boys. And they all know. Mama doesn't play. Mama's not going to have you go into the workforce thinking you're entitled and be lazy and get paid for it. No, not happening. I started working the day after I turned 16. I was told in my 20s I can never work again because my body is failing me. I cried like a baby. My doctor was like, why are you crying? I'm like, you don't understand. Well, then when I got pregnant with my second son, Ethan, who's now just turned 19 in September, I tried to go back to work because it's just who I am. Yeah, found out I was pregnant. I had to quit because I'm at high risk. I was told I would never get pregnant. If I did, I couldn't carry full term. I had 4 miscarriages, 2 before my daughter, Amber, which is the oldest, and 2 after. I tried again after Ethan was a couple years old. My legs failed me more. And then I got pregnant with Kendra, which again, I had to quit. It's a fighting battle. I'm on a lot of meds. A lot. And everybody's like, but you're only 45. No, 46. Don't mind me. After I turned 18, I could care less how old I was. No, after I turned 21, I lied. But anywho, let's get back to this video. But anyways, and after this coins to cash challenge is done, she's going to move on to the penny challenge. And hers is different because it ends at 370 instead of 365, which she's probably going to add 30 more cents because she doesn't like the odd numbers. Who knows with her? And if the change will go in here for a month, this is all of only October's. The end of the month, it gets transferred into this jug. So that is for that challenge. She is doing a second challenge, which is, this is the second time she's doing this one. It's called 52 Weeks Money Savings Challenge for Kids. It starts out as a quarter, and each week you add another quarter. So it ends at $344.50. But of course, she's adding another 50 cents to make it $345. She's got this done. 42 of it is already deposited into a bank account, which she has 3 of. One is her checking account. One is a savings account for whatever. And then the third one, she calls her, why she's boy is beyond me, but she calls it her big boy savings account for like when she wants to buy a car or a house payment or whatever. Yes, being 16, she has big dreams just like her one brother does. And then when that's done, she's going to start the 100 Honeys by Two Sister Bees. All of my kids have had an account since they were born. I have 17 bank accounts with my name attached to them. The only one that doesn't have a bank account with my name attached to it is my oldest daughter, who's 26. She's now in Houston right now for work. She travels through work, and then when she comes back on Monday, this weekend, then on Monday, she's going to London for work for a week. And people think it's crazy because my daughter Amber never went to college. She was not a school person, and whatnot. She was self-taught in engineering, and the job she has, you usually need a year's master's degree in mechanical engineering. But they told her she was too good at what she does to pass up, so they hired her. At first, it was a temp basis, but now they're keeping her because it's just how she is. And then we have Kyle, my 22-year-old. He graduated in May from Vet Tech Institute, and he is certified. He passed his test. Funny thing with that child is he never opened the books. He never does, and he still passes with a 3.8 or 4.0. Don't know how he does it. He pretty much slept through high school and still passed with 3.8. And whatnot. And then there's Ethan, who graduated in June. He's doing the soft-taught route as well. He was still good in school, but the school he wanted to go to for mechanical engineering shut down, unfortunately, and it was the best one that he liked. But as soon as my daughter's job is finished building something, he's going to go work with my oldest part-time. And then there's Kendra. She'll graduate in 2026, and she has some issues health-wise, like, and whatnot. She has, like I said, OCD, PTSD due to trauma, anxiety, depression, the bone deficiency I have. But she's ambitious, very ambitious. When she graduates, she wants to go for cosmetology and tattooing. That girl can draw. She can look at you and draw you. It's kind of scary sometimes. But right now she works at the zoo in the food department, and she's the only one that they can bounce around from place to place because she adapts. You don't need to train her. You just tell her where to go, and she's got it. And whatnot. It was supposed to be a summer thing, but they loved her so much they said, hey, can you work after school? What hours can you do? She told them, and she's killing it. So she's putting her money towards her things she wants for Japan, since I cover the cost of it. Which, like her brother Kyle, when he went to Europe, he went to London, Paris, Dublin, and Wales, it was a fighting battle. Because to them, that's a want, not a need. Which technically it is. They don't need to go, they want to go. But it could be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So to me, I was going to cover it. Me and them got into a back and forth battle for a while. I finally gave in because Kyle started working when he was 14. And he paid for half, I paid for the other half. Because if not, we will go back and forth for months and it won't end. And then Kendra wanted to pay half of hers, and hers was supposed to be a part-time job, and I wouldn't let her. I didn't let her. I paid for Ethan's and whatnot. I was not, so I was going to pay for hers. So we were going back and forth and blah, blah, blah for a while. And she's like my son, Kyle. I call them gap twins because he's 22, she is 16. One of them can be home at any given time and the other one away and have a conversation with me. When the other one comes home, we'll have the same exact conversation. It's like deja vu. It's absolutely hysterical. Sometimes it drives me nuts because I'm having the same conversation twice, but they think it's funny, and whatnot. So I call them gap twins because of the years difference between them. Not that they look like, well, kind of do, but because they both look like me. But yeah. But anyways, they all started saving money young. I don't want them to go into debt unless it's mortgage or a car or something. I don't want them to have stupid debt. My oldest does have some credit cards, but she pays them off every month. My son Kyle wants nothing to do with them. Ethan wants nothing to do with them. Kendra's only 16, so we'll see how that goes. And whatnot. But my son Kyle does have a school loan, which is only $7,000. Yes, $7,000 for being a vet tech. Let me justify that. It should have cost him $32,000. But in my city, they had something called, heck, Aunt's going to figure out where I'm at. Anyway, so they call the Pittsburgh Promise. It expires in 2026 because they're not getting the donations. If you have the grades and the attendance, you can get up to $25,000 for college or tech school. He qualified for the full $25,000. And plus, because his grades were so good, he got another grant or whatever. So now he only owes $7,000, and that is with the interest. Without the interest, it's like $6,500 and something. And because Kyle's Kyle, and I think he likes school a lot, he's thinking about going back to become a doctor, veterinarian. But to do that, he wants to go down to the Caribbean to do it. I got his back like always, but we'll see how that goes. Strange kid, I tell ya. But anyways, that's the pop-up video for today. If you want to come up with other ideas that I might be able to video or whatever, great. I put a pause on the Found Money Friday because I've barely been finding any because I haven't been walking that much because of my knees. So if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not part of the Psycho family, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about the pop-up video, other pop-up video ideas, or other ideas. I'm revamping in January. That's why I'm trying to get most of my challenges, well, the small ones, done now. I have 6 dailies I'm doing, but I'm going to start pulling them in like I did on earlier today's video to try to get them done, especially if they're long ones like 200 or 100 or whatever, before I start new ones. Because I have big plans. I have a binder that has section in it. One for 1,000, one for 5,000, one for 10,000, and one for 20,000. Yeah, I have big hopes and dreams, but hey, one can only try. You can't fail if you don't try. Or something like that. I forget what the saying is. And like I always tell my kids, there's no such thing as can't unless your body or brain basically says you can't do it. My kids won't even say can't because they know they're in big trouble if they do. Unless they give a really good reason why they can't. But anyway, I'm going to end this pop-up video. Until next time, happy savings. Like I always say, every dollar counts, every penny adds up.